Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Septa Riffianur, student number 2519066. The Honorable Mr. Ahmad Burhanuddin MA as my examiner. In this video, there are 7 questions that I need to answer in this video. The first one is, what is a teacher? Teacher is someone who plays a very important role in the learning process. For me personally, a teacher is not just someone who stands in front of the class and explains the material. A teacher for me is also a mentor, a motivator, and even a role model. Teachers help students grow academically, but also guide them to become their better individuals mentally, emotionally, and socially. So teaching is not just about delivering content, but also about shaping characters and preparing students for their future. The second question is, mention and explain 2 main tasks of a teacher. The 2 main tasks of a teacher are teaching and educating. The first one is teaching. Teaching means helping students understanding the subject matter. It includes preparing lesson plans, delivering the material, using the right methods, and checking whether students understand or not. And second one is educating, which is more than just a teaching. It means helping students grow as individuals, teaching them values like discipline, honesty, and responsibility. So while teaching focuses on knowledge, educating focuses more on building a character. Both are equally important for a student's development. Next, number 3, what is an RPP or a teaching module, and explain its function and contents. RPP or lesson plan in English is a document that helps the teacher to organize what they are going to teach in one meeting. It includes the learning objectives, the steps of the lessons, the material, the methods, the media, and also how we are going to assess the students. The main functions of RPP is to guide the teacher in the classroom so the lessons go smoothly and the learning objectives can be achieved. It helps the teacher stay on track and be more prepared. Without the lesson plan, it's easy to get lost or wandering around, or maybe sometimes we can run out of time. Of course, we do not want to do that as a teacher. Some of the key components of RPP are competency standards, and indicators, and then learning objectives, teaching materials, methods and techniques, learning activities like introduction, main activity, and closing, and then assessment instruments, what we're going to use to assess the students, and learning media and sources. The fourth question is, mention several teaching methods you know. Give one example you used during PPL. There are many teaching methods I've learned, such as communicative language teaching or CLT, and project-based learning, problem-based learning, cooperative learning, and then direct instruction. And during PPL or my teaching practicum, I used project-based learning. I asked the students to work in groups and create short drama performances. They had to write the script based on a narrative text that we learned, and then they practice their lines, and then they performed in front of the class. I chose this method because I wanted to improve their speaking skills and their collaborating skills, and also to make classroom more alive and the students do not get bored easily, and just to make learning more enjoyable and meaningful. Number 5, mention and explain several evaluation methods and give one example you used during PPL. Some evaluation method that I know are formative evaluation, which is done during the learning process, like giving short quizzes or asking questions to check students' understanding. And then summative evaluation, which is done at the end of the lesson or unit, such as final test. And then performance-based evaluation, where students are assessed based on what they do, like presentations or role plays. And then peer evaluation, where students assess their classmates' work or performance. In my PPL, I used performance-based evaluations. When students did the drama project that I mentioned earlier, I assessed them based on their pronunciation, fluency, creativity, teamwork, and confidence. It was a great way to see how they applied what they learned in a real task. Number six, what is meant by cognitive, motoric, and affective skills? These three are different domains of learning that we need to develop in students. The first one, cognitive. Cognitive refers to thinking skills such as remembering, understanding, analyzing, and creating. For example, when students answer the questions or write essays, they use their cognitive skills. Motoric or psychomotor refers to physical skills or movement. This could be writing, typing, doing hard hand gesture in presentation, or even creating art. The last one is affective, is about emotions or attitudes and values. For example, how students show interest in learning, how they respect their friends and teachers, and how confident they are during a presentation. As a teacher, we should try to design activities that develop all three areas, not just mind, but also the body and the heart. The last one is mention and explain the four teacher competencies. Which one are you still lacking in, and what are your efforts to improve it? There are four teacher competencies. The first one is pedagogical competence. Pedagogical competence is the ability to understand students' characteristics, plan and implement learning, and evaluate it effectively. The second one is professional competence, having deep knowledge of the subject matter and also staying updated with educational trends and research. The third one is personal competence, is for example showing good character, discipline, confidence, and responsibility as a teacher and a role model. The last one is social competence. The social competence is the ability to communicate well with students, colleges, parents, and the community around the school. Personally, I feel that I still need to improve my pedagogical competence, especially in classroom management. Sometimes I find it really hard to handle noisy students or to keep everyone engaged, especially in a large class. In PPL, I teach in a vocational high school in SMK Septa from Pekalongan. Shout out to them. I really don't know how to react when students shout or out loud or don't listen to me, and I really need to improve this. I've been watching how experienced teachers handle their classes, asking for feedback and reading books or articles about classroom management. And I also try to practice more, even by doing micro teaching with my friends. Little by little, I believe I can get better at it. I think that's all for pedagogical examination questions that I need to answer. Sorry for the mistakes that I made, and thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.